हरे कृष्णा।
Dandavad pranams.
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु। जय श्री प्रभुपाद। वाह।
Yeah,
हमारी प्रभु जी।
very nice. Let's see. You gave me a one-on-one, which is great. I get your shelter.
I get your shelter. मंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। बलराम लीला प्रभु की जय।
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं
वंदे
श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं समगण रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं
चैतन्य
सावधूतं
सावधूतं
परिजनं
परिजन
कृष्ण
चैतन्य कृष्ण
चैतन्य
चैतन्य देव
श्री राधा
श्री राधा
कृष्ण पादान
कृष्ण पादान श्रवण ललिता
ललिता श्री
श्री
विशाखान
विशाखान्वितां
हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी वर्णमाला
प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय
महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय
प्रेम प्रदाय
कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने भूत
और तुषे नमः।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात। Should we try to call them just in case?
Sure, I think they will join too. See, if they have not responded to your half an hour delay message, that
Yeah,
means
that means
most likely they are not going to join.
yeah, that's true. That means they didn't really.
Correct. They are busy with something.
I was thinking later on, I may try to even see if any other people I know may be interested. Not today, but
Sure.
yeah, that's okay, na?
Oh, totally okay, bro. More is merrier.
Yeah, we don't want to be mega, but even if there are some, they may be interested. So, even on your side, you know, if you
Yeah.
any friend or anybody, just as a who you know, kind of, let's say, take them. Auntie, आंटी पूछ लो, आंटी को पूछ लो। नहीं नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से, या फिर मंगा, एक मिनट, या तो ये मंगाना पड़ेगा नीचे से। ऐसा कभी देखा नहीं, साउंड ऑड, मैंने देखा नहीं। मतलब ये तो नीचे से मंगवा ले उससे। नहीं, ये भी नहीं कह सकता। किसी को भी मंगा ले, मैं बोल रहा हूँ। सॉरी बाबू।
Oh, no problem, bro.
ओके, let me just call anyway, it doesn't matter.
Excuse me.
They join the
Sure,
job.
sure, bro.
Yeah. So it will be like
Yeah.
a PPT, but with a sort of repetition of what our spirit of this whole thing is basically, the an intimate katha and discussion
Right.
of the Supreme Lord, the perfect person, Shri Krishna, in a very personal way, should go on between personal friends. We should try to go deep into this thing. And so it is not exactly a lecture kind of a format. It's a format in which we do, it's a discussion form, intimate discussion form. Okay. So this uh, topic basically, in fact, I was just thinking about this point also, kind of relates to this thing anyway, just in overall as a principle also, that
Mhm.
we want to become like that, that it's not like when we are discussing, when we are, when we are in the, in our regular life, we are discussing other things, practical things, or these other things. At that time, uh, we don't bring up these topics. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, हम लोग तो जूम पर हैं, आप जाएं तो ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
ओके, थैंक यू.
क्या जूम पे है क्या या यहाँ नहीं है?
जूम जूम. या ओके. So all of this discussion basically can happen in our, it's not like when we are speaking a lecture or something, then we are speaking something else. And then when we are actually doing our practical activities or other intimate or personal discussions, then it's something else. Everything should get mixed up because Krishna should be everywhere essentially, right?
Correct.
All of this discussion, we should be able, and even when we are doing other management discussion, etc., at the back of our minds in some way, these these things should be there.
Correct.
And as soon as we get a chance, we may even explicitly say it. But at the back of our minds, and that's when the etiquette will happen. That's when the principles will get followed. And it will become one life of ours, not like it's a separate thing. Okay, now I'm speaking philosophy. No, philosophy is the right word. Philosophy basically just means way of life. What is reality? It's basically in our, we won't use the word philosophy, we use the word reality. So that reality should pervade through anything and everything, right? Of all that we do. And so that also relates to this topic essentially, where where I had covered this as part of this session also I did in Kolkata. I had shared earlier. I will share again. And that was basically go personal intricately, GoPI. Okay.
That's nice.
Welcoming Anurag Prabhu also he joined. Thank you so much. So go personal intricately, intimately, ad infinitum. So it is ad infinitum, means always and very deeply and very intimately, we have to go personal. So because it's so, how do we actually go about doing that? So there are points that I will try to cover in this. See, the main thing is I was reading the Krishna book also, and in Krishna book, the chapter 87, okay, Krishna personified Vedas are actually giving prayers. It's called prayers by the personified Vedas, okay, and personified Vedas talk about different philosophies, and Shat Darshan, the 6 different philosophies, and in the Shat Darshan 6 different philosophies, personified Vedas actually talk about what is the primary difference between between those philosophies, and it finally comes down to as to who in these philosophies essentially, who do they think of as the ultimate cause. That's the one primary thing. And I think another primary thing is, okay, what is the means to reach that ultimate cause? But the first point is, the primary difference between these things is who they think of as the ultimate cause. So this is the most important thing, like what or who is the source of everything. This is the difference between the primary philosophies. So here, this is in chapter 87. Basically, he, for Sohani Vedas, talk about. So
Second tab.
I ended up closing.
Second tab.
Yeah, here. So here, actually, we won't go to the details here, but here he does talk about. So there is the Sankhya philosophy, and the Sankhya philosophers, metaphysicians, and material scientists, they think that the reactions of the material elements, just the material elements interact with each other, and that interaction between material elements is only the ultimate cause of everything. He also including the material scientists. They just think matter is right. Just in one way, just the different material elements interact with each other. That's the ultimate cause. That's it. That's their thinking of the ultimate cause. Then, if you think of the philosophers Gautama and Kanada, and they have propounded the Paramanuva, and according to them, the ultimate cause is atomic combination. When the atoms combine with each other, that is the ultimate cause of everything. And so basically and then there is impersonalists who are there. There's Ashtavakra and Shankaracharya. They think that the impersonal Brahman is the ultimate cause of everything. Okay? Like that. And then there is another one in which is the Mimamsa philosophers, and they think...
Prabhu, what is Ashtavakra? It's a sage.
Ashtavakra is a sage, yes.
Okay.
Ashtavakra was a sage. They were headed by... Ashtavakra was initially there, and then later it was Shankaracharya. Okay? So that's what So these... so you could see here, one, reaction of the material element, second, atomic element, just atoms, and then third is they are saying the impersonal Brahman is the ultimate cause of everything. So these all, basically, that means what? It's very clear to them. They do not accept that what the Bhagavad Gita is. So what the Bhagavad Gita is saying, Aham sarvasya matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhav samhivitaha. So
Prabhuji, 1 minute. What does that Charvaka Muni says?
Sorry?
The cause, Charvaka, the cause of
is saying
everything.
that impersonal Brahman effulgence.
No, Charvaka Muni. The first
Oh,
one.
Charvaka. Oh, acha, that's also good. What does the Charvaka say?
You just read it, right?
That's a good point also. I don't know. Yeah. Prabhupada is not, in this particular thing, it is not mentioned. It's a good question. We can make a note of that here. What does Charvaka say? What does Charvaka say? I don't know if he even gets into that. He's because his philosophy is just
atheism,
don't worry about anything. Eat, drink, and be merry. So does he talk about the fact that there is an ultimate cause of everything? It will be a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Then like that, and then there is also in Mimamsa philosophers also are being talked about here, but they are he is headed by Gemini. There he doesn't talk about. I think they accept God, but they just say that you engage in pious activities, keep doing your karma nicely, and that will lead you to God. That's it. Just keep doing your karma nicely. That's what Prabhupada Krishna
Karma
also
Mimamsa.
talked about while during the Govardhan Leela.
Karma Mimamsa, yeah.
Yeah. He also talked about that, right? Yeah. So here you can see basically that this, so he just said, just keep doing your karma. That's it. And that will lead you to God. You don't even have to think, you keep doing some good activities, and that's it. Okay, that's what Krishna was trying to teach. So here you can see people, different philosophers try to go to the very end of the chain. And in one of the lectures, Prabhupada actually talks about that. Whenever he said, when you look at a cloth, then you have to see behind the cloth is a thread. Then you have to see behind the thread is actually the cotton. The cotton came from the cotton flower, right? The cotton flower came from the cotton tree. And the cotton tree came from the cotton seed, which came from another cotton tree, which came from another cotton seed. Like that. So you have to see the ultimate cause. This ultimate cause is being mentioned again and again. Ultimate cause means you're trying to peel off the layers and go behind and go behind, like that. So this is where the different philosophers, etc., they try to go behind the different layers. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita actually makes it completely clear that way, that this ultimate end of everything is me. Me, that person, is the ultimate end, basically. And so it's like that's a smart person, because a smart person can actually see through what is behind, right? He can read between lines. He can see. That's how when you are acting as a CEO, you guys are both CEOs on this call. I'm talking to big CEOs here. You can see, you can see behind things. And that's why some of the other people who are working under you and all that, they may not be able to see. And that's why you're able to lead them. Because I can see behind what is happening. That's how you can see the future. Exactly. You can see what will, or you can peel off through the past also, like that. And that skill is what we need. And this is how we need to lead, our lives also. And if we can see here, that's what Krishna is trying to teach in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna actually, but we don't see Krishna. We may say, okay, Krishna is there. Now here in Krishna book, Prabhupada is countering in various verses, and that we will be able to come through all of these things also, where Prabhupada is actually countering with the leg from the Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavad Gita and all of that, that their understanding of the ultimate cause, the ultimate end of everything is limited. Like, for example, just to briefly say it also, impersonal Brahman. Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman. Right? So that means impersonal Brahmajyoti is not the ultimate cause. I am the basis of that. And similarly, even the material, Krishna says, aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam prabhavati. Or eko Narayana asit. Only Narayana existed before the creation. I am the original cause of everything. Mattah sarvam parivartate. From me, everything has come. Like that. So, and here, even in the Sankhya philosophy, who are saying just material elements are causing everything. But Krishna has already said that I am me. He quotes another verse, Sadva Saumedyam Agra Asit. The origin of the creation created before the cosmic, before all of these elements were created, the origin of them was already there. So material elements are not the cause, but the ultimate Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the cause behind everything. Like that. So Prabhupada is stressing this point, beating all of these other ideas and saying that finally, at the end of the day, it's the person who emanates everything.
So, Prabhu, one question.
Yeah.
So let me let's go through one by one. So the materialistic people think that the cause is the combination of the material elements, right? The Sankhya Yoga,
Physicians or materialistic scientists.
the materialistic scientists think that it's a combination of material elements. Maybe they're atheist, we can say, right? But the Jnana Yogis think that what is the cause of it
No, Jnana Yogi is
is
not specifically mentioned. You can say that's Jnana is included this only because Sankhya is like Jnana.
correct.
So
That's what I'm
so Sankhya with also metaphysicians, the material scientists, they are saying that.
this the material elements is the cause.
Material, it's just the elements are the cause.
Then that is not Sankhya Yoga, right? Sankhya is it's the understanding the matter and spirit analytically.
Sankhya Yoga is like you're trying to understand the material creation, the 24 elements of material creation, etc., like that. Here, the Sankhya philosophers, who are they headed by? Let me see. Sankhya, because this is Gautama, Kanada, and then Sankhya is. Oh, I thought that you can see. Yeah, but this is Sankhya because there is
It's just not
there is atheistic Sankhya philosophy. Is a
correct.
theistic Sankhya philosophy. The whole idea is that these are atheistic philosophies. So
That's
they're
what
not
I'm getting
accepting
to.
the God as the ultimate cause. They're not accepting.
Correct.
They are accepting that
Right.
they are basically accepting that the material elements is the ultimate.
Right.
So what was your question?
No, I'm just trying to understand. So the materialistic people or the atheist think that the combination of material elements is the cause. Then then the atomic combination you said, who is that, Prabhu?
Atomic combination is the next one, Gautama and Kanada.
Correct. But where do they come? Which category they come?
So that's in the
under?
see, if you see actually I didn't really look into so much of this, but you can see it quickly if you want.
Oh, the Nyaya and all this
Nyaya,
one.
Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, and Vedanta. And Vedanta
I
is
see.
basically what ours is, the Vedanta, what Vyasa
Correct.
himself wrote. So Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa. Mimamsa got covered, Sankhya got covered, and then Vaisheshika is the one which is the
Kannada and
Kanada and Gautama.
Gaut.
So Vaisheshika and Nyaya. Okay.
Okay.
Kapila,
Okay.
later Prabhupada says is atheistic Kapila who came, but previously the original Sankhya was given by the Kapila who is the son of Devahuti. Yoga was given by Patanjali. Purva Mimamsa is what we talked about, the Mimamsa chain.
Prabhu, 1 minute. Mimamsa, what is the cause of everything according to them?
That's not mentioned.
Correct. That's what Charvaka
here
is.
it is not mentioned.
They
say that karma is just keep doing your karma. I think there is a book I have, 6 Systems of Philosophy, Indian philosophy, which I think if I read, because I didn't really exactly prepare, so maybe a good inspiration. If I read
problem.
that book, it
problem.
can be. But I'm just saying that I didn't exactly prepare for this thing. So my information of this is fairly limited. But it is true that they are basically, many are basically, they are materialistic, they are systems of knowledge, but they don't recognize God as the supreme in the end. So they are actually atheistic, which is now how does it translate in terms of yoga and Patanjali and all that? Some of that has to be studied in a proper way also. I'm not exactly sure about that. See, atomistic and pluralistic, like this. Anyway, here is not even given much details like that. So here
Hmm.
Prabhupada also covers very very limited in that. He doesn't, I mean, because anyway, if you read different places, they may give it a little bit differently also, like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Vaisheshika is the atoms one. Yoga is primarily the practice of the body and mind. Yeah, so I don't know. Some maybe do they actually get into the very end of all of them? I don't know. That's if
See,
you
the yoga, they think there is Purusha because there is Paramatma in the heart, right?
yeah,
So
that's
they
what
will they will accept what we accept, meaning there is Vishnu is the source of everything. Am I right?
I don't know, frankly, if they accept how much they yeah, because there should be Ashtanga yoga, they should accept a Paramatma.
Correct.
Whether they in the end it's from a they accept Vishnu as a Paramatma. That's that's another. See, Nyaya is like system of logic. Nyaya is basically it defines a very solid system of logic, how to use attain knowledge and like that. So I think different aspects of these things can also be utilized. Like yoga also we do, to you can utilize to discipline your body and mind. You can apply systems of Nyaya for logic. So, even Sankhya Yoga can be used to do some study of the various elements, some things like that. So, it's like those things can be also utilized in something. That's just one aspect. But if you only take them as all in all, they are not going to the very end of that this is the ultimate uh, cause of everything, which is the point which we are primarily discussing at this time. They don't, they don't, so even Shankara actually, Advaita, although he's impersonalist, but Shankaracharya also comes into Vedanta actually, because they accept Vedanta Sutra is accepted only by Uttara Mimamsa.
Hmm.
Vedanta, these others, they will not accept Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra is given by Ved Vyas, it comes in Uttara Mimamsa.
Correct. Okay, Guru. I don't want to digress this topic, but yeah,
Yeah, but
something to
actually,
know.
I am also myself because I saw that, but it's a good topic to take up, and then it has to be properly, at least study to some extent, and then properly presented. So it's a even when I wrote it, also I basically just was stating it from the point of view that in Krishna book, Prabhupada does say that these different philosophies do not. So we can keep that as a thing. If I read that if I if I read that other book, then I can maybe come up with some summary. But it's true that they some of them they are basically all these modern science, whatever they come up with, they will be some subset of these only.
Hmm.
See the point. They may think they may give different names to it, but in the Vedic Indian system of philosophy, all are already included.
Correct.
So they and the atheistic philosophy, just like Charvak philosophy, is complete materialism. Basically, that's it. Eat,
Correct.
drink, and be happy. That's it. That's already there. So all systems of philosophy, whatever modern people are coming up with, are all already there in the Vedic system. Basically, that's the
Right.
some details may change, but otherwise it's the same, like that. Okay.
Mm.
So here, Krishna, if we come back to this, the whole understanding of Krishna consciousness is based on this fundamental aspect that the ultimate person is behind it. So
Mm.
even now, while we are talking and all that, we will come to, that Krishna is behind everything. So that's why Krishna says in the 15th chapter that you see the sun that's coming from me, right? You may not see me, we are not seeing Krishna right now, like that. Right now we are talking to each other, we are not seeing Krishna, right? But he's saying that I am there, but you can see that all the other things that you see, the sun comes from me, the air comes from me, all of these material elements come from me, right? I am the one. I am basically giving you all of these things. In fact, he even says that I'm giving you remembrance, I'm giving you knowledge, I'm giving you forgiveness. I am the one behind anything and everything. I'm giving you everything, right? So
Mm.
I need to be able to see through these things all the time. And I give this example of Prabhupada. So when His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj, he asked Prabhupada personally this question, that why you are the only one who I have seen bashing scientists. I've never seen anybody bashing scientists. And even now that is the case. Nobody in the world bashes scientists except for
Correct.
Prabhupada disciples. That's it. Nobody else bashes, or followers of Prabhupada, let's say. Nobody else bashes scientists. So this has really never happened at all. And Prabhupada looked into Haridas Maharaj's eyes and said, do you know why? And he said, because I know Krishna is behind everything. So the main thing he's bashing them about is the fact that they are denying that Krishna is behind everything. That is the whole point. If
Mm.
they accept that and their philosophies, all of their science accepts that and showcases that, that's fine. Then it's not a problem. That scientist is not a problem. The scientist is a problem who denies the fact that there is an absolutely perfect sentient person behind everything. So that's what was his primary reason. So we have to go for that. We have to basically look at that. We need to be able to see the root behind anything and everything in this world. That includes everything in this world. That includes every person in this world. That includes every situation in this world. Okay? You can even divide it these ways. We will come to that. And I'm looking at a person, I should be able to see that this person is Krishna's child. Right? If I'm looking at a thing, this is Krishna's possession. Right?
Right.
And this is Krishna's child, or whatever belongs to Krishna. And you look at a situation, I should be able to see this is brought by Krishna. This is Krishna's gift. Any situation is brought by him. Any person is his child. Anything is his possession. Everything I am able to see this way. This is what, and in fact, I came up with this kind of a hierarchy also. In a way, we could even maybe make it an acronym also in some way. The lowest thing is we don't even try to see the cause behind everything. That's, you can say, shallow vision. Okay,
Mm.
a shallow vision, because whatever is happening, I just try to deal with it on the surface. That's what we end up doing most of the time, by the way. We don't try to
Shallow.
shallow.
Mhm. Shallow means they don't care also.
Yeah, they don't even care. We don't look into if somebody
Mm.
you are in a tough situation, then you only deal with it at the surface. Okay, let me beat this guy, let me do this, that, other thing. You didn't really try to go deeper into it at all. Or you're dealing with a person, you have no vision of who this person belongs to, what is there behind. No. You're dealing with a thing, that's it. I just want to enjoy that thing. That's it. So I don't think about anything. It's a shallow vision. That's most of people's lives, everything is just based on that. So we don't go deeper into who is behind, correct? You could say
Correct.
higher than that is some people who thought about it, and that could be atheists. And I think they are saying that, well, there is, but there is, there could be, we have thought about it, we've gone deeper into it, but there is no system behind anything, basically. There is no system.
Hmm.
No system behind anything. It's just random, etc. Like that. So most people, you could say these are fools in a way. Like they're
Correct.
fools. So this is the
It
what.
all happened by chance also, right? So they.
Yeah. It's like by yeah. You could say no system by chance. See, shallow, they didn't even think about it. You know,
Hmm.
the others who are saying we thought about it and we think it's by
Correct.
chance. There is no system like that.
Hmm.
So there you could. So these you could say. What people Krishna says in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is moodhas. They just
Hmm.
working like donkeys, and that's
Avijananti
even
Mamuda.
our
Yeah.
Avajaranti Mamudha. That's one. No, I'm talking about that one. The 4 types of people who don't come to me.
Correct.
What is that? Um, Mu
Um.
na oh, na. I forgot that. What is it
Jara
called?
Sukrutino Arjuna. Then
Jana
Duskrutinos is talking
No,
about.
that's the second one. The before that is
Right.
uh,
Maya Paritagyan.
Maya Pratagyana Asurim Bhava.
Mamuda.
Right? Namam
Yeah.
Dushito Moodha. Namam
Correct.
Dushito Moodha. That means they are fools.
Yeah.
And Naradhamas are, let's say, socially developed people, but still are fools, don't really utilize their life to think deeper. Maya Paritagyana, they have knowledge, but they use their knowledge to just stolen by illusion. That means the knowledge is just doesn't come to the right conclusion that Krishna is behind it all. And Asura is actually atheists. They are trying to prove that Krishna is not behind it. Right? So you could say no
Correct.
system, but other atheists, they accept there's a system, but they may think that the system is unjust. In my case, it didn't really happen properly. Maybe there is a system, but it's not working properly because I
Hmm.
go to the wrong situation,
Partial,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Other
Right.
higher
Yeah.
would be the thing there's a system, it's a just system. They accept it's a system, it's a just system. Okay, that's good, but they still don't accept that there is a person. So this could be impersonalist. This is impersonalism, like that. And but higher than that would be at least you start thinking there's a person behind.
Correct.
And but you may sometimes feel there's a person, but you blame that person. In one of the lectures, Radhana Swami Maharaj was saying, the worst is you don't even think Krishna exists, and that's the below people. He said, better than that is you think Krishna exists, but you blame him for something
Hmm.
wrong happens to you. So that's, you think there's an unjust person. You're blaming God, basically. Like that. You're blaming
Hmm.
that person or God. So better is you can think he's a just person. Whatever is happening, whatever other person is doing, etc., like that, is a just person. He's good. But actually, the higher than that is a loving person, isn't it? Not just a just
Hmm.
person, but actually,
Just person means who do you?
just means he's a good person. Basically,
Mode of
doing
goodness.
justice, not just a person, just person, which means he's doing justice.
A mode of goodness.
Yeah, doing justice. No, just person is this person is just. Just means he is doing justice.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. Yeah.
fair. He's fair.
Hmm.
That's the word, not just. So
Yeah. Yeah.
unjust is the opposite of unjust. Unjust means he is not fair. A just person is a fair person. He will deal with you fairly. But a loving person, not just a fair person. He's higher than justice. He's like the father. A just person is just like a justice, a court judge. He can be just about doing things, right? But a loving person is higher. So our vision of the entire world is that the person behind everything is a loving person. So you could make an acronym that is something like something I couldn't come up with the proper one, but low ju low juju nosh, something like that would be also. We have to think of something. I
Hmm.
couldn't think of something properly, but This is one way of writing. Couldn't come up with it. Maybe there can be better example, but something to remember. Lo jujuna, something like that. Okay, so the thing is to apply this all the time. That is the thing. That is Krishna consciousness. That anything and everything, always, whether any person, whether anything, whether any situation, I am able to see a loving person behind. That's how I deal with people. That's how I deal with things. And that's how I deal with situations, basically. Okay? Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati. Who always sees me. Always sees me. Right? And always sees me everywhere, always sees everything in me. To him, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to. That's where we want to be. I want to be like that in every situation. I want to be like that when I'm dealing with any person, with anything, and with every situation. Like that. And I know that he's the perfect person. He's not just a person, he's a loving person, he's a perfect person, all capable, all knowing, all loving person. He's Swaraj, he's all capable, he's Abhigya, he's all knowing, and he's all loving. Imagine all these other philosophies, they are missing this most beautiful person in life, they are missing. So what is the use of all of that? If you utilize it in the service to the loving person, that's good. You can apply logic, you can apply Mimamsa, you can apply all things to serve the loving person, then it's all good. Correct, na? You can apply them, but if you deny that, you are missing the most, you're missing the perfect person in life. I mean, what else do you need in life? There's nothing else that anybody needs, basically.
Right.
We all need persons. We can never be alone, like we have discussed before. But we need the perfect person, not just any person. And all of these philosophies are missing that. And this is true across all traditions. You take Islam, they will say Allah is perfect. You take Christianity, they will say, as for God, his way is perfect. This is basically, this is what, and so he in my life is trying to do anything and everything to bring me back to him, because a perfect person has a perfect purpose. And his purpose is love. He's a loving person. And he's 100% focused on doing that. He's bringing that to me in my life. So everything he brings into my life, any person he brings, anything he brings, any situation he brings into my life, he has only one purpose, bringing me back. Otherwise, every situation is, every circumstance, every situation is superficial. It may be good, it may be bad, etc. That's a superficiality. The main thing is go deeper and see it's Krishna behind it, and his only purpose is to bring me back. His purpose is to bring me back. That's it. So that's what we will be able to see if we are Krishna. We are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, right? Nothing bad ever comes to me. Nothing bad ever came to me. Nothing bad will ever come to me. Whether it's a person or a thing or a situation. This is because it's all brought to me by the most loving person. This is the understanding, basically, which is there. And the more I connect with Krishna, the more I connect with Krishna, the more I will be, he will deal with me personally. That's the main thing. The more I connect with him, the more he'll deal with me personally. So it depends on me. The more I connect with him as a person, otherwise also he connects with me. But there he connects with me impersonally. Through his energies, his system works. So the law of karma works, let's say. Right? And so whatever I'm doing, I keep getting the result. The energies keep acting on me. So he's always on the top. Yeah. He's always on the top of everything. But He's dealing with me impersonally. He's dealing with me impersonally. And till it's impersonal, I will never reach the ultimate goal of life. Because either I'll be materialistically here, just dealing with things and people and situations, or in the highest stage also of this, when people actually follow all of these things and can become perfect impersonalists, even then they end up going only to the Brahma Jyoti. And in the Brahma Jyoti, Prabhupada
Right.
clarifies, the Prabhupada was asked a question once that will the impersonalists always fall down? And he thought about it and he said, what is the best way to say it? And he says that he said, yes, they will. Why? Because they become lonely. They will become lonely. Out of loneliness, they will come down. They want association. They will come and associate down in the material world with people there. So, unless you connect with the person, the loving person, there is no rest. We will never be having rest in our life. We all need rest. Like he gives an example in the birth with the no birth, beyond birth and death. He's talking about that. He's saying, like an astronaut can go on across space, but he needs to come and rest at a planet. So that rest, coming to an eternal planet to get eternal rest, to get eternal bonding, eternal relationship, that will only happen when we connect with a loving person. That can happen now. Like what I had posted a few days back, Prabhupada says in there that the devotee is always living with the Supreme Lord in Golok Vrindavan, in the spiritual planet. And he's just waiting to leave his material body. He's waiting to leave it. He is always connected deeply with that Supreme Person. That's how he leads his life. Like that. And then Krishna deals with him in that way. Krishna either shows him mercy or shows him special mercy. Krishna shows him mercy, he keeps bringing good into his life. Special mercy, he may take away something, he says. But it's either mercy or special mercy. And not necessarily he will take away something. Sometimes, if you are not proud, you're already utilizing everything for his seva, he may not take away. And that also Prabhupada says in the Vamandev pastime that he gave back Sutala planet to Vamandev, to Bali Maharaj. And he also gave that you can stay with your family. Prahlad Maharaj and all went and stayed with him in Sutala. So he said, you go and stay with your family happily. I give you the entire planet, everything. But I will be there because you will be focused on my lotus feet. You're always focused on me. You're always seeing me as a person, always trying to serve me. You will be protected. Even from demonic association, you will be protected, he says there. And you will be with your family. So Krishna is not here to give us difficulty. Krishna is here to give us the best test. But to get us to the best test, he may sometimes slap me and sometimes pat me. But both are most beautiful and loving. So Gopi means I'm always remembering I am in Krishna. Prabhupada says, I am in the fist of Krishna. Always in Krishna's fist. I know I am under him, I'm under his care. That's why aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Knowing this, the devotee, the practicing devotee also engages with his mind and hearts in Lord's service. And then the other verses, Machita Madhyata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam, always talks of Krishna, always remembers Krishna, always tries to serve it and enlighten each other and doubt what we are trying to do. Talk to each other, enlighten each other, lovingly, blissfully, ecstatically, each other about Krishna, like that. To such a person, Krishna gives Tadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, who is always engaged in such loving service. I give the intelligence by which you can come to me. And I, dwelling within your heart, destroy the darkness, which is born out of ignorance. Like that. So he reciprocates in that way people who deal with him that personally. I have that potential now to be able to do so. It's possible right now, right here, right now. It's possible. So let's, in our lives, let us go deep personal into, every day, every day, every hour, every minute, at any moment, and every moment we can, you know, we are conducting ourselves in such a we are having this victory over vision. I say victory over vision. The vision is that Krishna is there as a person behind, and um, it's how much more beautiful can that be? So it's extremely personal. In that lecture of mine, I had stated a couple of small wonderful examples. One was Krishna. Yeah. In London, my brother-in-law offered some pakoras, made some pakoras when he did the cooking for the deities.
Mm.
And in the pakoda, what happened is one of the pakoras, a big ginger piece, like a reasonably big ginger piece, got left
Mm.
by mistake in the pakoda.
Mm.
So he was
Mm.
feeling bad. Oh, we get offered to the Lord, goes to the devotees. It's a big ginger piece which went inside it. So he was feeling
Oh,
bad. But by the time he could realize it, it already went into the, thousands of pakoras probably that were there.
oh, so
So it's
okay.
gone. So, okay, there you go. But it was in his mind. So then he does all the offering, everything happens. In the night he comes. I was there in London. This is last year. I was there in London in July. I think this was like August last year. So he came back home. I was at home. And then he came back up where I was sitting. And he was having a small plate with his hand. And he says, I brought a small pakoda with me. And he brought some small pakoda. And that was not even one full pakoda. It was 1/4 of a pakoda. So 1/4 of the pakoda he brought. And he said, I opened up that pakoda and that ginger piece was there. There 1/4 of pakoda, which he got. He got that just one small plate, 1/4 of a pakoda. But that piece came back to him because it was in his thinking. It goes to the Lord, it goes to the other devotees and all that. It came back to him only. Imagine. Like that. So Krishna is so personal. And you will see in so many different situations like that. So many different situations. I have seen it so many times. I remember one time I was going to park in Bellevue, while we were there. And I know in that parking lot, if you don't pay for the parking, then most of the time they never notice. Okay, it was with manual parking or something, they never notice. So I was about to go into the parking, and while going into the parking, I was thinking, I can do that and I don't park. But I didn't do, and I thought, no, let me actually do. I should pay. It is not appropriate. I should pay. So I went there, and then I parked, and then I went there, and I was going to put the money inside the parking lot. And right behind me, right at that moment, another guy comes in, and he says, "Oh, you don't have to pay because I paid for extra time, and you can go and park there." So I was like, it's just a minute before I was thinking that I should do it properly and I should pay because it's a property. You could see it's like a personal thing, but not that every time it happened like that. So Krishna wanted to teach me you should pay. So later on, I kept paying, and that never happened after that. But that first time, it did happen. One private time, it did happen like that. So you could see in so many instances like that, you will keep seeing that he will keep coming to you in a
Mm.
very, very personal way.
Mm.
In a very, very personal way. Because he wants to show us his personal presence. Because otherwise, well, I mean, how can basically you can think of this coincidence, which is the word we should remove from our dictionary, because there is no coincidence. What does it mean, coincidence? It doesn't mean anything. We should remove the word luck from our dictionary. That doesn't mean anything. Basically, because Krishna, we have try to start seeing, because even for a complete neophyte, practicing devotee, at least we are theoretically trying to understand he's a person. So he starts acting in that, basically. So, you know, that's that's our 2 cents today. Go personal intricately in,
Mm,
in every aspects of our life. See the very end. And Krishna says, Matta parataram na anya. There's no one above me. Behind me, there is
correct.
no one else. You have reached the end once you see me. So that is the fundamental understanding of Krishna consciousness. If we try to see that in our lives, then we can utilize anything and everything, because everything belongs to Him, everything is from Him, everything is for Him. So it becomes very natural for us to be able to. That's what He's trying to convey in the Gita, that anything you see in this world, sun, moon, this, people, everything, you know, I'm there behind it. And then this hierarchy is there, which we talked about. Low juju nosh.
Mm,
Shallowness, no system, just system, unjust person, just person, but loving person. That
correct.
loving, most perfect person. So, if you want to preach now, there's one simple way of saying, just we are trying to only tell people there is a perfect person. That's it. That's the only thing we are trying to convey to people. Just accept the point that there is a perfect person, because we are looking for one, hence he exists. We are looking for one. There's no one who is not looking for a perfect person. Anybody who thinks logically without any prejudice will understand I'm looking for a perfect person. That's the only thing we are trying to preach. There is a perfect person. What logically follows is, yes, give your life to him. And he has given a way to do that through his representatives, through his message, through his name. Do that. That's it. And then you will go back to him. It is so simple. It cannot become more simple.
Mm,
So if we just try to do that, you will see how Krishna starts acting and even presenting us in our lives in very special ways, empowering us in very special ways, you know, like that. And so,
beautiful, Prabhu.
the 2 cents. So, any other comments yourself, Anurag? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I mean, it was wonderful. It's wonderful, Prabhu, that there is a person behind everything. And also, he reciprocates the way we want him to reciprocate,
Yeah.
right? If you want him to reciprocate in an impersonal way, then he reciprocates. If you want in a very personal way, he reciprocates in a personal way. Um,
Like we also
and
do
also,
in your company, you are
right,
interacting with people, others who don't personally deal with you. It's like acting in an impersonal way. They get their salary, the system you have set up, no? So
correct.
you set up the system, so they are under
System
you.
will take care.
They are under you, but they don't have a personal relationship with you. They won't come and stay with you at your home. They will work for you in the factory or in the office. They won't come and stay with you at your home. They don't have that relationship. That's why they don't have that, what is it called? Adhikar. But
Correct, correct,
Prabhupada is telling us, we want to become that. So become that, you have to take that step. Otherwise, you will remain like a worker in that factory, basically.
correct.
That's the, because you will always be under him. That's for sure. That you cannot get out.
Right, correct. But at the when we completely surrender and we completely love him, right?
Yeah.
then the Lord becomes, he wants to do service to us. That's ultimate
Yes,
reciprocation.
absolutely. And this is already service now. I told you that example of that pakoda.
Correct. Exactly.
He has to do so many things so that pakoda comes back to him, that ginger piece. How many things he
Correct.
has to do? He obviously he is doing it. It's Achinta Beda Bed, right? He has to will it, na? He has to arrange things that it happens. Correct, na? It's not
Right.
like so he has to think through all of this, correct? He's
Right.
doing that. What is the reason for him to do that? He's serving his devotee. He's serving his devotee. He's calling his devotee, right? To call his devotee back, he's serving him in such special personal way. How many things in the material world he has to arrange for something like that to happen? Even that
Right.
tiniest thing. So Krishna, I was hearing Keshavananda's class, Krishna from his perspective is always serving. Aham bhakta paradhino, he says in the Bhagavatam. I am subordinate to my devotee. And not just my devotee,
Mhm.
I am subordinate to my devotee's devotee. Bhakta
Correct.
janapriya. I am the devotee of my devotee, I am subordinate to. He's so dear to me. So Krishna's sixth opulence is he's the most humble. Now there is no limit to his humility also.
Correct.
There's no limit to his humility also. So we can never fathom the limit of his qualities. No? How come I'm
Correct.
not mesmerized by him? That's the only, let's say, tragedy. That's the only dukkha in life, that I'm not mesmerized by his qualities.
Right. See, that's what Krishna also says, right? To I think in Amrish Maharaj pastime, that my devotees are in my hearts, I'm in their
Yes,
hearts.
yes,
Sadhava Hridayam Mayam,
yes. Sadhu Hridaya.
Sadhana Amritayam
Yeah, in that
Tuham.
only before
So,
that he is saying this. I am subordinate to my devotee. He's
right.
my heart. I can't do anything. He's saying I can't do anything, basically. So the sweetness of this thing is beyond imagination. Is beyond
Correct.
imagination. If we have any idea, we see some sweet relationships in this world, mother and child, or some couple of people loving each other. To some extent, we see sometimes, we see. But you have to multiply that zillions of times. You get some idea of what is happening between the Lord and his devotee and his devotee's devotees. So we are missing all of that by being impersonal in our lives. In my life, I'm being impersonal because I get so caught up with the things and persons and situations in this world. I'm not seeing the one behind. And it's a, you know, just, basically just cause all kinds of distress na, in life happens because of that. And that's what a pure devotee, he can just see it all. So irrespective of whatever happens in his life, he is seeing the loving hand of the Lord, the loving person behind it. So he becomes chant and be happy. That person becomes chant and be happy. I am chant and be happy. I'm not chant and be happy. Because I'm looking for that wave happiness. I'm not looking for the depth happiness. But here Prabhupada is
Correct.
looking for the depth happiness. The depth happiness is you go deeper. And deeper you will see, oh, Krishna is there. So the depth happiness, oh, Jai, Hari Bol. It's like, you can see Krishna behind it all. I see my money. I should see Krishna behind the money. Oh, that's his money. I see. That's the
Yeah.
question, right? Oh, my money.
Correct.
No, his money. I see behind him that money. I see a person any other person. Oh, that person is Krishna's person. I see my child, Krishna's child. I see my wife, actually not my wife, Krishna's wife only. Krishna's child only, right? Like that.
Correct.
All of the whole vision are completely, oh my God, what's happening? What is happening? And so much brotherhood, everything can come because you can see people of other religions also like that. People of other traditions also like that. People of other countries like that. All of these divisions that are happening actually will fade if we have a true understanding of this thing. Correct? Na? They will fade.
Correct.
They will not. They will. They will fade. Like that. So anyway, I'm still speaking more. Yeah,
No, that's good, Prabhu. That's really good.
Anurag Prabhu is not saying anything. Anurag Prabhu, you're there. Anyway,
He slept
so
already.
that's
Yeah.
our
This Prabhu, very good, Prabhu. Very good discussion. I know it.
practical. So practical application, what should we take back? I was also thinking about that. Practical application. What would you say? I put some thought, but just end it with the practical application. What would you say?
I mean, the practical application for me is that he's a person, is not an so the see, at the end of the day, if someone wants to forget him, he makes it possible. Someone wants to remember him, he makes it possible. If someone wants to deny his existence, he makes that also possible. Right? Because he's a person and he's a supreme person.
Hmm.
So so Krishna's reciprocation will be experienced in proportion to our dedication to him.
Hmm.
So if you are very sincere and if you are very dedicated, then we also will get intimate reciprocation, as you said. Right? Because
Yes.
he is a person.
Hmm.
So he reciprocates, like how
Yes, it's
we
not
interact.
emotional. Yes.
Correct. How we interface with people here.
Hmm.
Because right. So when you are nice to people, they're nice to you. When you're harsh to them, they're harsh to you. It's like that. But Krishna is not like in that sense. But what I'm saying is a reciprocity should be recognized. And that's why in the verse he is saying, right, Tam Sataiva Bhajamyaham.
Hmm.
So when we recognize the Lord and his love for us, then we will experience that also.
Yeah.
So we can act accordingly, then he will reward us.
Yeah.
That reward is he will also reciprocate in the same way we approach him.
Hmm. Yeah, he rewards us in the same way. Yeah, that we approach him. He is too eager.
Correct.
See, we have to understand because he's perfect. I didn't mention one point which I mentioned in that lecture. One thing is he is too eager, is relentlessly he is unlimitedly eager to get me back.
Correct.
Not just get us back or get people back. I'm saying get me back. Make it very personal. He is unlimitedly eager to get me back. Okay. And so my prayer could be one thing is, my Lord, I know that you are. Basically, the only problem is I have broken off my relationship with you. And in this, there is nobody else's fault, only mine. Like in typical relationship, there could be some one person's fault is this much, the other person's fault this much. That's why the relationship is broken or not there like that. But in this, only my fault. You, from your side, zero fault. In fact, everything perfect from your side, only my fault, my relationship with you is broken. Now, my Lord, I want to try to mend this relationship. And so, please, I want to do whatever in my life to mend the relationship. But please, my Lord, you also do whatever is required to be done in my life so that I may come back to you. And he may do what?
Very good, Prabhu. Correct. So we're talking about the practical application because I also need to go. I know it's very late for you.
Yeah.
I was just while you were talking to me, I was meditating on this. What is the practical application? So then I was remembering this verse, the process of surrender. Anukulesha sankalpa pratikulesha varjanam
Yeah.
rakshishyatiti vishvasho, right? Goptritva varanam tata.
Yes.
What is that? Atma nikshepa karpanya satvidhi charanagati, right?
Yeah.
So first two things are very easy to, at least we have do's and don'ts. So four regulative principles, right? That means we should not
Yes.
do them. What we should do: chant 16 rounds,
Yeah.
hear Krishna Katha, or read Bhagavatam, scriptures, and do service.
Yeah.
So we know what to do also. So Anukulyasya Sankalpa is taken care of, Pratikulyasya Vajanam taken care of. The third one I feel is like Rakshishati iti Vishvasho. Believe firmly that Krishna will protect me.
Yeah.
Right? That means when we are in danger, we have to have faith that Krishna will protect me. And having that faith is in itself is an act of surrender.
Yeah.
We might not know how Krishna will protect us, but having this faith will make us not get into this, anxiety, worry, or resentment, or any of that negativity come in our heart.
Yes.
Right? So so I think that is something we need to practice. Okay, I do not know how Krishna is going to protect me. I will do whatever the practical thing I have to do, I will do with the faith that He will protect me and He will do the best for me.
Nice. That's a beautiful. I have the full faith.
Right?
Yes.
Full faith. That is a Goptritva. Next one, the exclusively dependent on the Lord only, like a father. The
Yeah.
child doesn't have to worry
Personal, very
about
personal. You can see very
very
personal.
personal. How my father is going to take care of me, the child doesn't have to worry.
Yes.
But
Yes.
all
And
the
you're
needs of the
building this
child is
big
taken
temple,
care.
but you're taking this big risk. So much.
Exactly.
But you are like, no, I have my faith that, such a big project.
Correct.
He will protect me. He will
Protect me. And I will depend on him. The child depends on the parents.
Yeah.
For everything. Then automatically the child's needs are taken care of. So that the Rakshishyati iti Vishvasho and Goptritva goes hand in hand. And the next is Atma Nikshepa,
Yeah.
meaning how I understood is you don't have any interest separate from Krishna. You don't have any desire other than Krishna conscious desire. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put, right? So when we have a desire, we need to really question that desire.
Yes.
Is it separate from Krishna?
That's the main point. I don't have any Radhanam, Janam, Sundarim like that. No other.
Correct.
It's the.
Then that's a practical application, right? So then we come to the sixth one, which is Karpanya, means I firmly, sincerely, genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that I am very insignificant in front of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, I feel genuinely humble.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? So this is how we can apply
And
that.
even in terms of his devotees, basically, in front of his devotees.
Correct. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It starts with the devotees anyway.
Yeah. Yes. Very nice. That's a nice way of these things to be covered also. Yes.
Like practically, right? How do we apply that?
Yes. Beautiful. It's all, see, Sharanagati is all personal. Go personal.
Exactly. It's a person, so we
as a
surrender.
person, then how are you going to do that? What is the, how will you do all that you're doing in your seva, or in life, basically? and never save. Seva is our life. How will we do what we are doing? Very nice. I will mention, I will include these things also. The 6 limbs of surrender to be done in completely with Krishna as a person. With Krishna as a person. And how he will maintain me, how the, and I will do everything. Even the first 2 are also like that. This is my preparation, you can say, for that surrender.
Correct.
So life is beautiful. Jai. Thank you. Under the shelter of that supreme person.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhu.
Jai.
Nice
What a
session,
beautiful
Prabhu.
thing
Thank you so
Prabhupada
much.
has given us. Imagine people are living their lives without trying to even attempt to deeply understand that there is a supreme person behind them and everywhere.
Correct.
What
Exactly.
a pessimistic life is that? I mean, that's really what can I say? What a pessimistic! It's a nonsense life, basically. It is such a
Exactly.
hopeless life. It's
Yes.
hopeless, pessimistic life. I
Yes, Prabhu.
can't believe what we were.
Correct. Palamila Prabhu, I saw one small boy walking behind you.
Yeah, he's my cousin nephew.
Okay.
Come, he wants to play a little bit. They're visiting.
Hello.
Hello,
Hare
Hello.
Krishna.
Hare
You
Krishna.
cannot see me, but I can see you.
Tell me your name. Tell him your
My
name.
name is Naksh.
Aksh?
Naksh.
Laksh? Oh, what a nice name.
N-A-K-S-H. Naksh.
My name is
Me-
Satyasaradas.